Tonight we are going to be talking about dealing with the holiday food disaster. Hey Tom, good to see
Hey,
you, sir.
how you doing?
Doing well. We're going to go through a quick Q&A here, talk about or a quick discussion talking about some complications and things that people often have with food surrounding the holidays. We're going to talk about a couple of things to uh, try and combat some of those issues when they do arise, but then also some techniques and some things that you can do to try to avoid them from even happening. So I am going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here, and then we will get going. All right, so dealing with the holiday food disaster and how to recover quickly and protect the progress that you've made prior the holidays and all the indulgence and stuff that happens with the holidays, right? So this is what we're really looking at. Um, and so, on. Okay, got some pop-up stuff happening here. So, what is the big problem? So, the problem is multiple factors here, right? So, people are quite often overeating because of the foods that we have. There's a lot of indulgence that happens, larger portions, more frequent meals than usual. The foods that are surrounding the holidays are traditionally a lot richer, right? They're higher in fats, they're higher in sugars, they're higher in processed foods. It's like the quintessential American diet. You know, the turkeys, potatoes, stuffings, gravies, all these things are super rich, dense foods. Also, on top of that, there's a lot of stress that goes into the holiday season, right? It's the finances that accompany it. It's the holiday times where we go to see family that we may or may not like. And that stress level of just dealing with those people and dealing with the time of year can quite often affect our own digestion. And then you also have the disruption in routines, right? You're staying out late to see friends and family and trying to connect during that time. The weather's getting cold, and so you're not being as physically active as you normally would. And these are all different things that are going to affect your health. And so um, when we are overindulging, we're going to first talk about what are the things that we can do to help reduce the load on our body, right? And so the first day it focuses on giving your digestive system a break. Okay, so when we think about it, um, we're trying to press the reset button on our gut. And so your gut has been working overtime, and now you need a gentle support to help calm the inflammation and begin the whole recovery process. Okay. And so, how do we do that? What is the process for doing that, right? Number one is we want to make sure that we're aggressively hydrating our body. So for most of us, it's going to be drinking at least half your weight in water. But on top of that, that's typically your normal hydration state, right? You want to be at least 50% of your weight in ounces. So if you're 150 pounds, you're looking at 75 ounces of water. But really, a minimum of anybody should be about 64 ounces. So it even increases on top of what you see. On top of that, the use of binders, so things like activated charcoal, bentonite clay, to help absorb a lot of those extra toxins that you're eating. But the key thing is to make sure that you are waiting at least 2 hours before or after your medications or your supplements so that the binders aren't absorbing those as well. We can stick to easy digestible foods, things like bone broths, or even basic chicken or white rice or something like that. That's going to be easy to digest. There's a lot of collagen in bone broth that's going to help with healing the gut. And then the last thing would be to help soothe your gut with uh, gentle herbs. So peppermint and ginger are going to be a couple of key things. They help to suppress the nausea, reduce bloating, help support healthy digestion. Okay. So once we're looking at getting through day one, really day two and three are really built or aimed at rebuilding your gut. So with your digestive system starting to recover, it's time to gently introduce nutrients back and establish healthy habits again to support long-term well-being. And so this phase. It focuses more on nourishing your body. And so when we look at these kinds of things, it's adding in those whole foods again, right? The cooked vegetables, the lean proteins, things that are easy to digest, spinach, carrots, zucchini, basic meats without like all the gravies and the creams and the sauces. So chicken and turkey and fish will help to repair all the muscles, help with protein absorption, which is key for rebuilding and repairing. We want to make sure that we're going for walks, engaging in light physical activity, 15 to 20 minutes after a walk or after a meal, rather. It helps get your digestion moving, helps with lowering blood sugar, reducing the feeling of sluggishness. We want to make sure that we're getting good sleep. 7 to 9 hours is going to be typical. Make sure we have adequate rest for hormonal balance, gut repair, overall recovery, and creating a calming routine around bedtime is really going to help improve the quality of that sleep. And then avoiding trigger foods. So, mainly the big ones are gluten, dairy, alcohol, and sugar. But for some people, those triggers are going to be different. And so, we need to make sure that we're trying to identify what different foods are triggers and staying away from them during this time of year. Okay. So, what to expect because of that stuff: less bloating, uh, better energy, and being able to think clearer throughout the day, throughout the process of doing things. So, those are different phases. Those are different things that we would do after we've been exposed, after we've indulged in the holiday foods. Now, something we can do to try and prevent that from happening is what I'm started advertising or started talking about with my clients yesterday is I'm pushing this Zonulin 1 gut reset. And really what it is Zonulin 1 is a supplement by a company called Panacea. It's a set of herbs. Now, if we've talked at all about gut resets or leaky gut, intestinal permeability, we've probably talked a little bit about zonulin, which is a chemical that your body makes in direct relationship to the level of leaky gut that you have. And really, what zonulin is it's a gatekeeper for the holes in your gut. And so, as those holes open up, the amount of zonulin in your gut also increases. And what zonulin 1 does is it helps to seal up those holes in your gut again. And so, it's a supplement. It's intended to take 2 capsules after you eat a meal to really close up those tight junctions to allow for better digestion. It helps to lower the side effects of the different toxic foods that we're eating, help to make digestion more comfortable, give you more energy and clarity of thought as you go about. So we're doing a 10-day reset where I'm challenging people to purchase the supplement, to take the supplement for 10 days, see how it affects your gut, see how it affects your overall health and well-being for a 10-day period leading up to the holidays, leading up to Christmas time, because this is the time where you're going out and you're visiting with friends, you're visiting with family, you're eating probably foods that you wouldn't normally want to eat. So, if you want to take part in that, let me know. I could send you the ebook. It gives you all the information about how to order stuff and uh, what the process looks like for doing the Zonulin 1 challenge. But that's about it. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm just hanging in there. I've kind of been getting your emails about this. Wanted to clock in and see what was going on and take a
Yeah,
look.
absolutely. So these Q&As, they vary all the time. Sometimes I have like 10, 15, 20 people in here. Other times nobody shows up. The
Okay.
last week was not last week, but the week before was absolutely nobody was in here. But this is kind of what I expect for the holidays. This is kind of
Yeah,
status quo for the holidays. People are out and about and doing stuff,
I
trying
think
to
it's
get their
great that you're doing this. This is a great way to catch up and talk and learn some stuff about you. What do you do
health.
for the holidays on like sugar's always been a tough one. And so is like maple syrup a good substitute for having some sweets and making something that to enjoy that's
So absolutely, if you're going to be doing stuff that is trying to be healthier types of sugars, you always want to be looking for those natural sugars, right? So your honey is going to be a good option. Your pure maple syrups are going to be a good option. Are they great? No, but they're going to be a lot better than using the refined sugars, a lot better than using some of the alcohol sugars that are out there. just because they're more natural and your body's going to metabolize them easier. The
Okay.
key to them always is if you're going to be consuming sugars, to try and pair it with fats and proteins because it's going to help to maintain your blood sugar over a longer period of time.
Okay.
Prevents the spikes.
Yeah, because you always want it at night. It seems like that's when you crave it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. It's when you sit down, you stop doing everything, and those desires, because you're not doing anything, really start to creep up on you.
What this water intake thing has always been a struggle for me. It's like it's almost impossible to get that much water in the window, and you need to stop drinking it before bedtime and all this. So I've been struggling getting my water intake in.
Okay. So, uh, how do you typically um, plan out your day when it comes to fluid intake?
Well, that'd be a plus if I planned it out better. But I start off every day with a big glass of the salt water,
Okay.
the mineral salt water. I do want to get the kind you recommend. We kind of got a bunch of the Celtic and the Baja Gold and stuff. When that runs out, I wanted to give it a try. I think you recommend one. But every morning, that's the first thing I do. Big glass of that salt water, and sometimes I'll drink another glass, and then I have some coffee, but not till I'm up an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I really don't plan the day. I just try. I drink a lot of water. So
So something that might also help is instead of having just a glass of water, buying a large
container.
drinking container, something like a Stanley that or a hydro flask where you can get 30 to 40 ounces at a time and you're chronically sipping on that. It's always nearby. That
Okay.
way, I mean, I don't know if well, you really haven't been into the office to see me, but I almost always have a Stanley sitting
Big
on my
glass.
desk
Okay.
where, it's always got something in it, whether it's a tea or liquid aminos or um, electrolytes, something is in there, and I'm constantly drinking throughout the day. I'm at home right now, and so well, you can't even see it because of the camera, but I've
Mhm.
got a glass of water just sitting here next to me, partially because if I'm talking a lot, I
You
need to
dry.
drink
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I mean, I'll stop drinking somewhere around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at the latest, because yeah, I don't want it to keep me up throughout the night. But as you drink more and more fluid throughout the day, your body will acclimate to it. It takes a couple weeks, but your body will acclimate to it to where it'll get used to the higher volume of water and it will start to store some of that rather than constantly having to run to the bathroom after, if you drink 20 ounces of water, you're going to immediately go to the bathroom for, you know, 45
That's what
minutes a couple of
that's
times,
what I'm
right?
doing now. I go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah.
So
So your
kind of
body, if the more you consume, the more your body acclimates to that higher level of fluid intake.
good deal. I had a reaction recently. We went on a little vacation and I switched deodorants. And I don't know if this is irrelevant to the story, but I'll tell it to you. But I kind of had broke out under my arm. It was like, oh man, it felt like a big zit or something. I'm of course picking at it and all. And it turns out it was a reaction to the deodorant change. Trying to get this healthy deodorant. According to AI, it kind of laid it out pretty closely, that clearly that's what had happened. A pH changed, and it had my lymph nodes all out of whack, and it took several days to get back from that. And I basically just don't use deodorant anymore. So
Yeah. Quite often, a good alternative is just using like a rubbing alcohol. The first couple of days that you use it will sting, definitely,
yeah,
but then your body gets used to it and it's not a big deal anymore.
yeah,
It helps to kill off the bacteria, and that in turn cuts back on the odor.
okay. I really don't have a problem there. I'm just all my life, deodorant. They market it, they sell it. You use it, you start using it, you use it your
Yeah.
whole life. So
Well, and you have to be careful too. I mean, a lot of research has shown, with the aluminums and other kind of uh, chemicals that they put in deodorants, number one, it clogs up the lymphatic system. It can lead to different types of cancers, and so it's definitely a better option to use, some of the cleaner options that are
yeah.
out there.
That's kind of what we were doing. We're switching to something that was even cleaner than what I was using, and it's just like it was a pH. They said it imbalance. I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have to worry about any kind of odor or anything like that, then yeah, definitely go without.
okay,
If it's something like you're going to a function and you just want to make sure you don't have to worry about anything, rubbing alcohol is always a great option.
All right.
During the cooler months like this, that's typically what I use. And then during the hotter months when you tend to sweat more, I have a specific brand that I'll use and go through.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing these. I appreciate it. We'll try to check into some more of them we can.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have plans for the holidays?
Well, not too much. We're at the lake house right now. We'll probably be back in Ohio, and then we've got our travel month is February this year. We're going to do the little southern trip down to
Yeah, that's
Florida
right. You were
area
telling
and
me about
whatnot.
that.
So, yeah. But how about you?
Cool.
You going to be around?
We are actually in the middle of moving homes, and so we're going to be going to see family for Christmas, but we are hunkering down this winter and trying to get everything settled in the new house. So,
Oh, there you go.
yep. Um,
Nothing not stressful about that.
oh yeah, no, it's a blast preparing for it and all that stuff. So we're you know we're ready to be done with this time of year. That's for sure. Um, is the lake house down at Cumberland? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
Are you guys actually above the water, like on the water's edge, or where are you guys at?
yeah. We're on a cliff, kind of overlooking the lake.
Okay. Are
Yeah,
you on the main body or up on one of the arms?
the main body. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
That's probably nice to just sit out and look over the water then.
It is. So it's very relaxing.
All righty. And so you guys
All
are
right.
heading back up to Ohio when?
I think Jennifer's going back on Monday. We're trying to get a few projects done around here too, and the contractors in this area are hard to come by. When you get one, you got to hang on to them. So
Yeah, I
kind of
hear
play
you.
it by ear.
All righty.
Well, Merry Christmas to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Same to you. It's good to see you.
Bye bye.
Bye.